Hi friends, it's Angie again. Today I'm going to do a really short, fast video on public accounting versus private accounting and which one you should apply for. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm currently on a break for my lunch, so I thought I'd sit in the car and do a fast video for you. So my opinions on this are going to be based on my own experience. So you could have a different experience, and if you do, put it in the comments below just to help anyone that sees this video. My suggestions on either working in public accounting or the private industry, meaning when I say private industry, I mean you accept a position with a company that's just like a normal company. It's a law firm, it's a manufacturing company. They're not a accounting services company. That's what I mean when I say industry. And when I say public accounting firm, I mean a company that only exists to do accounting, taxes, and auditing for other companies. I have had experience in both. To begin with, I believe the answer is it depends based on where you are in life and where you are at in your career. For example, if you are a college student, say you're in your senior year, and you're going to all these meet and greets with accounting firms, they're going to want you to join them right after you graduate. And it's going to be your decision. But I'm going to tell you that if you want to sit for your CPA exam, you're going to need more hours after your bachelor's degree. You're going to need about another year to fulfill the 150 hours in education requirement. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to start a brand new job with a public accounting firm? And you're starting at the bottom. You're starting as just a staff level accountant with no experience and no CPA certification. So you're starting at the bottom of the barrel. And guess what? You're going to be the one working those extra nights and weekends if needed. So is that going to leave you enough time to fulfill your education and take extra classes? Now, you can do it, don't get me wrong, but do you really want to put yourself in that position to where you're struggling, you have no life, you're working, you're probably doing some of your coursework during your breaks or your lunch, and as soon as you get home from work, you're trying to get in your homework? So it's going to be a big decision if you want to do that or not, mainly because of the time restrictions you're going to have on starting a new job right out of college. So I would probably say, and that's what I did, I went to an industry job. I went first to a manufacturing company and then second to a law firm where I was on the accounting staff. I was able to attend classes to get my master's degree after work and on the weekends. Now, back in my day when I started doing this, you had to go in person to classes. I don't even believe online classes existed when I started my master's degree. So I would actually go after work once or twice a week, depending on the class that I was in. And I had the time and the energy to do that because I wasn't being overworked. So that's going to depend on you, and if you have a family, if you have children, that is totally your decision. But in my experience, I started my master's degree as I was working in an industry job. It did take me several years to finish because I took a break, had a child, and took a break and then went back and finished my master's. So it did get harder when I had a child to find that time, but I forced myself to do it because I hate leaving things unfinished. I forced myself to finish my master's degree. I actually have an MBA. So once I got my MBA, then I decided about 2 years later that I was ready to go ahead and do the CPA exam review and start that process. Now, you don't have to go as far as I did and get your full master's degree. You can do the extra year and just get the 150 hours that you need. And then you can go ahead and apply to sit for the CPA exam. I will tell you that in most states, you're also going to have 1 year of experience under a CPA in order to get your CPA certificate after you pass the exam. So, whatever job you take after college, make sure you're working under a CPA. So that's either industry, and in public accounting, you're definitely going to be working under a CPA because your partner that's over your department or partners are going to have their CPA already. So just make sure you remember that. Now I want to talk about my experience and how I believe working for private industry first was better for me, because you already have experience. You have a niche, let's call it. I had 5 years of legal accounting experience that I could take to a public accounting firm as a accomplishment, or as something that's going to have me, with that extra foot in the door, because I've already got experience. If you can do that, you're not going to start at the bottom. You're not going to start as a staff or associate accounting. Your accountant, they're probably going to place you, and you only want to apply for positions starting at senior accountant level. Now, what does that do for you? Well, number one, it's going to increase your salary. So, and you're going to be over the staff and associate level accountants. You're going to be able to help them. You're going to be able to teach them. You're going to be reviewing their work. So basically, you're going to be put in a leadership position, which is wonderful. To me, that is the most satisfying way that you can give back to the world, is being in leadership, because you're helping others. You're helping them grow. You're teaching them the right way to do things. And they're going to remember that and, think back and think, I'm glad I was under her. I learned so much from being under her. And, I'm grateful for that experience, because it's helped them gain the knowledge they need to go into a leadership role in their future. So that being said, now that you're looking for jobs at a senior level or higher, maybe you can get in at a supervisor level, or maybe even a manager level position. So all those things are going to come into question when you have your job interview at a public accounting firm. They're going to say, what experience have you had? Have you been in a leadership position? If so, how do you think you can help our firm in this department? And you're going to have a lot to talk about, and they're going to be, impressed with you, and they're probably going to offer you a position. So that's the difference, I believe, in having experience first in an industry before going to a public accounting firm. So that being said, when you do get into a public accounting firm, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot more than what you've probably, experienced at that industry job. And I say that because you're not going to have just one client. You're going to have a lot of different clients. They're going to be in different industries. They're going to be small, medium, large, or mega large. And they're all going to have different needs. So you are going to learn so much by working at a public accounting firm. You're not only going to do accounting. I was in the business advisory section where I did client accounting, computer setup, software setup. I did training. I loved the training aspect of it. I would film training videos over Zoom for my clients. I would go visit the client, get to know them, tell them what I think is wrong with their current system and how I can improve it. So you're going to get to learn tons of different things and meet a lot of different clients. And that right there is amazing. Just being able to learn about the different clients. You're going to work in all kinds of industries. Even if you're going into the tax sector or the auditing sector, the exact same thing. You're probably going to go visit clients. You're going to listen to them and let them know how you can improve their current situation. Then you're going to learn their software, and you're going to make all kinds of improvements. And if it's tax related, you are going to have to, keep up with all the new tax laws that come out. You're going to have to let your client know about them, help them to understand the new tax laws. So the public accounting world is more client facing. And if you enjoy that, then you're going to love public accounting. If you're more of an introvert and you enjoy just, working on the one company that you're in, then you're going to love industry. So you have to take all of those things into consideration. Now, I liked both, actually. I really enjoyed both. What it came down to for me was the hours and the salary, to be honest. Industry pays more, especially if you've had experience in public accounting. They love that. If you have your CPA and you have experience in public accounting, you're already ahead of the game there. So if you can do that, that's amazing. And then another thing is the hours with a public accounting firm, they can be long, they can be normal. It just depends on the company you are with. If you are trying to do your college at the same time, we've already talked about that. If you're trying to study for the CPA exam at the same time, then that's a whole nother ball game. If you're in public accounting, you're studying for the CPA, it's going to be tough. If you've got a family at home and children at the same time, and you're studying for the CPA and you're working over 40 hours a week, it's going to be tough. You can do it. I did it. Yes, it took me over 2 years. Yes, it was the most stressful time in my whole entire life, but I did it. And you can do it too. But if you're in industry and you're working normal hours and you have a goal of passing the CPA exam, then go ahead and start then. Then you've got your CPA exam, you can approach a public accounting firm. Now you've got industry experience and you've got your CPA exam. They're going to love you. They are going to love you. So those are my suggestions. If you have any comments, please leave them below in the comment section. And I hope to have a video out soon, hopefully next week. Thank you guys. Bye.